Today kicked off early voting here in the Natural State. Thank you for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Brooke Buckner. Dozens of primaries to help set up the races this November. The Secretary of State's office says just a fraction of the state's voters will turn out for these primaries. Only 20 to 25% of the state's 1.8 million voters will make their voices heard, and that's total, not just early voting. That's just 350,000 total votes to decide the people who represent you at the state capitol and in D.C. And your vote could count 4 to 5 times more than if the whole state was voting. All week we've been helping to make sure you're as educated as possible heading to the polls. One of the most powerful roles in Washington up for grabs this year, a spot in the United States Senate. THV 11's Journey Taylor takes a closer look at the race, the history behind the seat, and the message each candidate wants voters to hear.
The United States Senate is one of 2 chambers of Congress, with each state electing 2 senators to serve 6-year terms. Senators write and vote on federal laws, confirm Supreme Court justices and cabinet members, ratify treaties, and provide oversight of the executive branch. Arkansas's current junior senator Tom Cotton was first elected to the seat in 2014 after serving in the U.S. House. He won re-election in 2020 and has now spent more than a decade representing Arkansas and Washington. And as voters prepare to head to the polls, we've asked each candidate the same question. Ahead of the primaries, what message are you trying to get out? The incumbent in this race, Senator Tom Cotton, said in a statement that he's worked with President Trump to deliver for Arkansas's conservative values and led the fight against what he calls Biden's radical agenda that hurts Arkansans. He continued by saying, quote, "Arkansans deserve a trusted conservative who delivers, not just talks. I'm proud to have President Trump's endorsement, but the most important endorsement is from Arkansans," end quote. 6th-generation farmer and Democratic candidate Hallie Schaffner spoke with us in person, framing her campaign around economic struggle in everyday Arkansans.
I believe that to fight for Arkansas, you have to know what it's like to live here right now, and I do. Tom Cotton is a resident of Virginia. And when he comes home, which is rare, I mean, he talks to us like he doesn't like us all that much, that he thinks we're stupid. Oh, Arkansans are struggling. They're waking up in the morning, they're worried about whether or not they can afford their food, or if their job will be there tomorrow. And really what it's about is getting back to the basics for the people of Arkansas and having someone who understands these struggles, fighting for them every single day in the U.S. Senate.
Democratic candidate Ethan Dunbar, a 34-year military veteran and current 2-term mayor of Louisville, says his campaign centers on cost of living and leadership experience.
Look at our inflation, our cost of living, and how it's affecting our checkbooks now. And who do we think is the best candidate to go in and fight for us? As a leader in a community in rural Arkansas, I understand that there are challenges there. And you know, we need help. We need help to be able to help people just make it from day to day and live well. And with the cost of, you know, healthcare being out of the roof, a lot of them can't afford it. Our public schools are being underfunded. So I think I'm the best candidate because I understand that. I live it every day.
The race also includes 7th-generation Arkansan and state trooper Republican Jeb Little. In a statement, he said, quote, "I am focused on restoring accountability and principled leadership in Washington, starting with the full, unredacted release of the Epstein files to ensure justice for victims and maximum accountability for the VAL people involved, no matter how wealthy and connected they are," end quote. Little also said he's against career politicians and wishes to see term limits for leaders in D.C. And our team reached out to Pastor Micah Ashby's campaign and did not receive a response by our deadline. For THV 11 News, I'm Journey Taylor.
Journey, thank you. All week long, we've been looking at some of the biggest races this election season. Tomorrow, a look at the challengers to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, hoping to become governor. You can find all of our Election Central recaps on thv11.com.